Toughest boss, Michael Falato, toughest boss. Son, would you mind parking my silver shiny sports car? I left it out on the curb. Wouldn't want it to get towed now. You could take it for a spin around the block if you like. Just try not to do more than 60 in the business park. Friends, that silver shiny sports car was none other than a Porsche 911 Carrera. First gear. Second gear. Woo-hoo! Oh, my neck felt like I had just taken off on a NASA shuttle. Third gear. Clutching. Back dancing. Coasting around the block. Easing into the parking spot. Friends, toughest boss became my hero that day. It was 30 years ago. His name, Robert Worsham. He had gray, curly locks. The goatee, always wore light suits. He was, in fact, the spitting image of Colonel Sanders. Some said he was slightly quirky. I know he was a bit ornery, but tell you the truth, he was downright Southern mean. But none of that bothered me. I grew up with an Italian father. Toughest boss taught me a few things in life. Our game was sales, but there are 3 life lessons I'm going to share with you today. 1, be prepared. You did not walk into toughest boss's office without sales not knowing your presentation. He would call you on the carpet. Give your presentation to the group. I used to love it. Then toughest boss would chew them up. I seen grown men close the kit, cry, run home to their mommies. I used to love it when he'd ask me to give my presentation. 30 years later, I can give it today. The Military Benefit Association was established by the military, for the military, to protect the military. I know that presentation because I was prepared. I gave it 2,000 times, at least. Life lesson number 1, be prepared. Life lesson number 2, sometimes to get ahead, you got to work on Sundays. Now, toughest boss was a storyteller. He told us about, in the 1960s, driving around in the mid-south and Captain Relax, selling country and western music. In the 70s, toughest boss was knocking doors, selling Encyclopedia Britannica. In the 80s, according to toughest boss, he sold all the cemetery plots in Corpus Christi, Texas, became a millionaire, retired to a villa in Mexico. Till the peso devalued, then boom, right back here in San Antonio. Much to my delight, because for that year, I was treated to my own personal motivational speaker every day at 3 o'clock. One of my favorite stories toughest boss used to tell was when 1958, when he was a young salesman full of fire and vinegar, like young Emcee. He was working Sears and Roebuck, selling color TVs, 1958. Local hotel owner came in, stroked the check for 350 color TVs. Toughest boss took his fiancée to the jewelry store. That's where he got that giant diamond ring. He bought the biggest diamond ring in the case. Bought his wife, the biggest wife to be, the biggest diamond ring in her case. Eloped to Las Vegas, bought a Cadillac and drove all the way out to Las Vegas. Guess what happened on Tuesday when toughest boss came back? Order got canceled. Bob, we got a better offer. A better offer? Bob, we're going to have to cancel. Toughest boss told us it took 7 years of working on Sunday to pay back commission on 350 color TVs. Life lesson number 3, don't go home early. One day, toughest boss was particularly upset. He had a pad of paper. He slammed it to the conference table. I need your make, model of your car, and home address. Slammed it on the conference table. Smoke billowed out of his ears. Gonna fax that list along with the appointment list to the Pinkerton Security Patrol. Pinkerton Security Patrol has 15 cars on the street every night in San Antonio. Don't you come into my office tomorrow with no sales and report from Pinkerton Security Patrol saying that you were at your house at 8:30 at night. We couldn't go home. What is this, the Wild Wild West? Pinkertons? Come on, man. Some of the guys found the Cowboys Dance Hall. Other guys found the Thirsty Horse Saloon, but not me. I listened to Toughest Boss's advice. I went back to houses that weren't home 2 days ago, 2 weeks ago, and 2 months ago. Because of that, I became the top salesman in the office. Life lesson number 3, don't go home early. Those 3 lessons, although again, our game was sales, can be applied in our everyday lives and relationships. Toughest boss, Robert Worsham. I remember the silver shiny sports car, the ring, the honorary colonel plaque in your office. You truly have made me a better person today than I was yesterday.